Well, tomorrow this will be my road into France. As soon as I step on this bridge, that is now part of France. But here's an interesting little one for you. Look at that, the light on the water is beautiful, swans, quite a stunning sight across the Rhine. Tonight, just want to relate a little story though. Many years ago as kids, locally we used to we'd old viaduct at Whitby, and one of the days that we were kids used to be to walk along the parapet walls. The viaduct, it would be a good couple of 100 feet, 300 feet maybe to the bottom, and it was a good old length across between from one side to the other. And there was also a Russell Bridge. We used to do the same thing, and this one's not dissimilar. If you look at the arches on there now, as kids doing the daft things we used to do, can you imagine how much fun this would be? I wonder how many people take the challenge of going over that one. Well, it's a last little goodbye for Switzerland, over kind of in that direction, Germany kind of in that direction, and kind of me in between. I'm actually now halfway across the bridge now, going into France. In fact, I am on now the French side, and it feels good to be in France. Now, unfortunately, it won't. The camera can't give you a decent idea. We've kind of way back in the hills, way back in kind of that direction. That's where we came down the Rhine, and I'm so glad that we did take that little bus trip just to get us into the city, because the industrial sprawl and urban sprawl, it goes for miles and miles and miles in that direction. It is quite striking just how big Basel is. I'll give you a look on the other side of the bridge briefly, but yeah, that's, you can see in the background there is old power stations running around there, and when you go further up that valley there is a heavy industrial background to the whole place. So yeah, good to be out of it now, and I'll give you a look when I turn around at the other side of the bridge towards France. So in contrast with what we had before with the industrial area, you can see now it's all kind of dying out now. This is the end of Basel, and we're just about to head into the French countryside over there, which is going to be very nice, and we're going to be camping back to the old routine, and it's going to feel good. And look how flat the land is ahead of me. We should make easy going of it. If the heat can just keep up a little while and give me some decent days, we should move on quite rapidly. Yeah, just one kind of last little kind of look back at the Alps. Well, it's the kind of hills running up to the Alps. We're quite a long way now away. I'm hoping you can just see them in the background. There will be one or two cars go past as well. But look how lovely and flat the landscape is now. It's just a pleasure to be here, and it's a pleasure to be in France. I've had two serious breakdowns yesterday, and then again today with another one. The whole different ball game. But we've got over them, we've sorted it out, and we'll crack on. Little mention here. This area of ground here that you can see, it extends way behind me. There is actually a car behind me, but other than that, on a cyclist now. Friedheim or whatever. Anyway, what am I on about? Yeah, this whole area here. You find this in France, that whole areas like this all concreted out, and it's all for camper vans, free of charge. They can pull up, stay here overnight. They don't have to move on. They can stay if they want. There's no issue. But yeah, it extends right away down there through the trees, and not a camper van in sight. you know, all clogging up the roads of England. So there you go. Well, welcome to this little get-together. I'm trying to keep out of the way, actually. I have no idea what this is about. Absolutely no idea. It's obviously some village celebration. Hundreds of people here. And they're so welcoming. They go invite to eat and have something to drink with them, and they've got a little band going now. I can't imagine it was for my arrival, could you? Anyway, I've no idea what it's about, but yeah, stop, have something to eat, mix in with the locals. I wish I knew what it was about, but no idea. Can't help you any further, but I am going to enjoy the rest of my day. Unfortunately, I can't have one of them beers, can I? It's coffee all the way. No, I had to bring you back here. This is the cycle track, the Velo 15. And you can see, if I just pan around a little bit, can you see all the water and it's all kind of broke its banks. Last night when I came along here, this was the second part. This is shallower than the first one I went through. I was right up to it was over seat height on the there's a cyclist coming through it now. Yeah, last night it was over seat height on the bonjour on the chair, and it didn't really matter that much. Because I'd had a whole day of going through thunderstorms. I couldn't have gone anywhere if I tried. I could have just jumped off and gone in the damn thing. It didn't really matter. But the dry gear that was underneath the chair, which was still in dry bags, did stay mainly dry. It would have been too far for me to go back to retrace my tracks and avoid this, so it just had to be done. And I say this was the second one of the two. The first one was deeper, but it has receded a fair bit since last night. Last night the cyclists were going on the track up there, which unfortunately I couldn't do. It was way too muddy. I couldn't even get up there. It was too slippy. So I couldn't avoid it last night. But as you can see, it is manageable today. But just I had to bring it back just to explain that little one to you. Again, you can see it's all completely flooded. Typical church here in France, and you see the just across there, there's a lady coming out now. Just a very well kept graveyard. But just like any other country that unfortunately involved in the First and Second World War. There's a cenotaph here, the village dead that fought in 2 world wars, 1914, 18 and 1939, 1945. Yeah, and it just lovely and quiet. It is a Sunday. This is the first time I've had a chance to actually sit and have time to do this. But this is the Stunkpark Holosphere, a little mini one-man tent with the British Army Basher tarp over the top of it. This is basically how I intended right from the beginning for everything to be. Hopefully there was going to be time to do the setup and everything else, and of course I'm halfway through the journey, and this is actually the first time I've actually been able to set it up properly. The British Army Basher, for me, serves 2 purposes, well 3 in a way. It's a tent for Nelly, when I just get the Holosphere just set up and get crawled in there late at night. It can be a shelter on its own right, which last night it very nearly was on a balcony outside the campsite. A dear woman offered to put me up on her go on her balcony for the night to get out the rain. That's another story. But yeah, so this was my original setup, so that I have somewhere to sit out on days that are very rare like this, and be able to cook outside and everything else, because inside the Ionosphere there just isn't any room whatsoever, even for me with a man with no legs. We will talk a little bit more about setups of tents and what I feel was very good and not, a little review as well. This one's done a month. It's actually surviving pretty well. Zips have let me down and I've had to repair them. And there's a rip in the mosquito netting at the back. These are all the things that happen to tents on long-term trips like this. All these people who do all these silly reviews on all these tents, saying, "Oh, this is it. This is the ultimate in tents. This can stand it. It's bomb-proof." What? They're talking rubbish. They've only had it out for a couple of days. They haven't had the chance for it to get wet, dry, wind, rain, everything thrown at it, sun, discolouring, the zips failing, the tie ends going, the stitching falling out. Nah, they're talking a load of rubbish. No tent is indestructible. And this one, surprisingly enough, he's got through a month with only minor problems. Last, when I did end to end, I was there 4 months, I actually went through 3 tents. So that shows how bomb-proof they really are. Give you a little look around the back. So there you go, Ionosphere with Basher. I wouldn't recommend the Ionosphere for anybody that's over 6 foot. In fact, I think it's alright doing it as a quick little jaunt or a couple of days. But for any length of time, the Ionosphere is not for a big person. Definitely not.